Hello, going to be taking a look at the performance of Destiny 2. Now right off the bat you'll notice I don't have my Afterburner overlay. It doesn't actually work. It's very temperamental. People have had issues of it not working at all. Some can get it to work but it's very finicky. I can't get it to work, it's not running. So the frame rate will be up here in the top right. It's very small, but that's the in-game one and there's not much else I can do about it, sorry. I think you find that in here somewhere. I don't know. There's a setting for it. Somewhere. Anyway, going to be playing at 3440 by 1440. VSync is off. I think the frame rate cap is 200 by looking at what this locks to in menus. Field of view is maxed at 105. This defaults to 85. Go in single increments. As for settings, this is actually on the highest setting. The only reason it's custom is because I've turned off motion blur, as I usually do. Screen space ambient occlusion is either HDAO or 3D. Some surprising ones there, to be honest. And depth of field, why is that on highest? I can go off as well. Didn't notice that in there. But all the settings here, high is highest for some, and then others have highest. Why do this? I have no idea. Why not just have the highest setting as highest for each one? And then this thing called wind impulse. I'm guessing this is similar to in the Division where just particles are affected by wind. Render resolution, you can super sample or undersample. I can't remember what it's called when you undersample, but either way. HDR option for HDR displays. Chromatic aberration is off and fill grain is off because you don't want to make it look fuzzy for no reason. Fully rebindable controls. Everything there. This actually tells you your network data here. Apparently I'm on moderate NAT type. And there's actually a lot of options in here. This is pretty good. Especially for the first time Bungie's done anything on PC in a long time. And you can also change all your settings here. Aim smoothing's off by default. But yeah, as for performance, as I said, frame rate's top right, in case you can't see that at the moment. Up there it's 122 while looking over this larger area. And I'll try to keep an eye on it when I'm in combat, but it's so small that it's pretty hard to. So as we're here, like 120 frames per second, 140. As I said, this is like pretty much max settings unless you count bloody depth of field as a setting for some reason. And the game runs really well. The only gripes I've had so far is some aliasing in places where I wish there wasn't some, but oh well. Could live with that. I'll just concentrate for a second. Not sure why, but as you can see, there's loads of particle effects in this game. I generally have to fire as well. As for the FOV, because I'm at 105, there doesn't appear to be too much fisheyeing. If you look at the stuff at the edge of the screen, it warps only slightly, but it's not too bad. Could be worse. Now, I believe we're headed up this way. This is just the prologue level to try to avoid spoilers and whatnot. This is what was in the beta. As for texture detail, it's actually pretty good. Like scenes look really impressive like this with lighting as well. But yeah, texture's okay. Like from here-ish, they look fine. If you've got your face in it, it's obviously not super great, but it's decent enough. I had to check stats out, like when I alt-tabbed, because I can't check them in-game, but this game's actually only using 3 GB of VRAM. And that's the max settings at 3440 by 1440, so they've really optimised it on the VRAM side of things. Oh, we got a teammate. Hello, Lucy. Probably if I could actually aim. They apparently changed recoil patterns from PC to console as well, just a side note for PC things. But you can see it doesn't... I'm not moving my mouse there, that's the recoil on the gun. Not moving my mouse. It's pretty much just a laser beam. It's almost no recoil. But no, even this open area here, got 2 players. still like 100 frames per second. It dips below it sometimes, but yeah, it's really impressive performance. The rain looks good, lighting looks good. The general like tessellation on all this looks pretty decent as well. I'm actually surprised by the visuals in this game, considering I know Bungie weren't the best with visuals in the past. Character models, they're okay. Like the face isn't super great, but general details are good enough, I think, for like the type of game it is. So press F to use your super. Okie dokie. Okay, I get a giant plasma ball. This is your classic horde-based objective, I'm guessing. But yeah, I'm on a GTX 1080 Ti, which I should put that in the video title, but I think I originally played this on a 1070 at 1440p rather than 1440p Ultrawide, and performance wasn't actually too far off this. But that was in the beta, so a 1060 should be fine for 1080p, a 1070 is definitely fine for... Oops. Yeah, when he says stay inside the shields, stay inside the shields. Yeah, 1060 should be fine for 1080p, 1070 is fine for 1440. 1080 Ti is great for ultra-wide, and as far as I know, a 1080 and 1080 Ti can both do 4K at different levels of settings. I think more medium to high for 1080 and then mixture of high and max for 1080 Ti. That lack of recoil is really odd. Right, so the lighting's really impressive. But yeah, that's a general all over look. I don't think we really need to turn the settings down since it runs so well. As I was on a side note, depth of field, apparently you can actually gain a decent amount of frames by turning that off. So if you're like me and don't like it, just turn it off. But there isn't actually too much performance difference between max and medium, so you might need to fiddle around with the settings a bit if you need to gain a lot of frame rates. So say if you're like aiming for 60 and you're only on 40, you might need to tweak quite a few things. But for the most part, it should run well enough. I mean, this is roughly on par with Star Wars Battlefront 2 in terms of frame rate for me. So yeah, it runs really well. Does this go like... Yeah, you're just casually mopping. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that was helpful. If there's any questions, just throw them down in the comments. And thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.